Thanks, and you?
Yeah, we're doing alright. Look at those.
Look at the background.
Branding
Can you
showing
see?
off.
Can I've
Dave
just
asked me this
added.
question the other week, actually. We were chatting about it. I don't know how many times I've dislocated my shoulder. It's that many. I've had 2 reconstructions, and the reason I started to learn calisthenics, and particularly to handstand in the first place, apart from wanting to be outdoors and train a little bit more, not necessarily having to be in the gym, was I thought if I could handstand, then that would tell me that my shoulder was stable. Because I'd done all the physio stuff, and this was over a period. I had my first reconstruction in 2002, and I think I had my last one in probably like 2007, 2008, when I was finishing playing rugby. So I'd done a lot of shoulder rehab over that period of time, and none of it had worked. So I was like, this is just ridiculous. I need to do something different, and that's why I originally started to learn to handstand. But Dave's had his fair share of shoulder issues, and he played 14 years of professional rugby. You're going to have a few stories to tell about broken bones and
properly and not played. I remember playing games where it was like, I remember one time within half, I ended up breaking my cheekbone in a game where I got knocked out in the first half, carried on playing, didn't know what was going on, nearly got pulled off because I was playing so badly. Like a ball got kicked and I was playing fullbacks. Like someone shouted, like, "What? Why didn't you catch that ball?" Literally just let it bounce right next to me. And at half time, felt sick. Told the physio, didn't get particularly dealt with that well, and went out in the second half. And then just before I broke my cheekbone, I turned around to one of the teammates and went, "Strother, I actually feel all right now. Like, I know what's going on. Like, we're about that. It's a scrum over there, isn't it?" He's like, "Yes, great. Let's." And I'm glad you mentioned about like the whole thing around how the School of Calisthenics, if you like, as a business, like started was organic. Like Tim was saying, people said, "Oh, well, can you teach us?" And it was like, "Well, yeah, we'll put a workshop on." And it started first as the Strength Training for Survival in the Urban Jungle was the name of the first workshop we put on. But
the whole mindset around that was like, get strong for the world, not just the gym. Like, so we played around, and we've got a YouTube video to do at some point. But like, the whole thing was that we had two different strands or 2 different workshops. One was preservation and one was evasion. So preservation was life saving strategies. So
he loves it.
If you like in a burning building or had a few beers with your mates and you fell out of a balcony, like you've got to be able to do a muscle up to get out of that situation to save your life. You can't even
You've saved baby on your estate doing a muscle up, haven't you?
I don't like to go on about it, but there was a time.
The potential of people, and obviously you worked with people with physical disabilities and at a very high level, and when we talk about injuries and stuff, I mean that's really to another level. So how did that like help you get into this, or can you just talk a little bit more about how the progression from that and just seeing the potential in people with real disabilities?
Yeah, for sure. I've had I won't go into too much of the detail, but working with people with disabilities has been part of my life for quite a long time. And it just so happened that when I finished my strength and conditioning qualifications, I needed to get my professional accreditation. And to do that, you have to submit a case study of an athlete that you've worked with. And at the time, I was working in sports development, and there was another guy called Richard Whitehead who was in the same office, double leg amputee, so through the above knee amputee, and he was a marathon runner. So I said to him, "Oh, Rich, like, I need an athlete. Do you know anybody who's interested, or are you interested?" And he came back and he's like, "Yeah, I'm definitely looking to try and take my training to another level. I'd be keen to work with you." So I walked into the gym, fresh-faced strength and conditioning coach. I got all these books, and I think I flipping know about training now. And then you go, actually, now I've got a guy who's not got any legs. So what do we do with that? Because now we can't squat, and the whole of our basis of our functional movement assessments would be around squatting patterns or lunging patterns in the most part. So all of a sudden you kind of throw the book out the window and go, I'm going to have to come up with this a little bit differently. And I remember sitting there trying to write his program, and I said to my wife, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And she just said to me, just take a step back. You're losing sight of what it is you're trying to do. Just get started. So I went into the gym program, and it just started to just evolve. And I loved the problem-solving nature of it. Like, it's complex.
Like, you could genuinely that you put together so far. Like, I mean, your website, your ebooks, all these things are actually like a really, really professional standard. So is this something you guys do, or do you get some help with that?
Tim Stevenson. This is the thing. This is one of the things I love most. That when people go, like, you say stuff like that means a lot to us, because it's like we sometimes refer to ourselves as a couple of pirates. Like we're just we know a bit about strength and conditioning and whatnot, and we're qualified and accredited and insured and all that sort of market. But it's like we have fun with what we're doing. But when we were going to start the school, we came up with a name because when we came up with the name School of Calisthenics, it was like, yeah, we want to teach people something. We don't just want to show them, we want to teach them, and all of that whole coaching ethos and stuff. And Tim was one of the things that Tim said, and it does ring in my ears like quite often, that he goes, if we're going to do this, we're going to change the game. It's like go away from what other people in calisthenics are doing and just like showing off, and we're going to actually bring some science into this baby. And one of the things that Tim is like, he's a perfectionist, and if something doesn't look right, like it ain't happening.
Much to the annoyance of everybody else.